Hello everyone, and welcome back to Properton. Just admiring our city so far as it starts to grow. Today we'll be looking at how to work through several different milestones in the game, and with the goal of increasing our population up to the point of reaching our large or possibly even grand village, depending. I would like to reach large village just to start working on some of our resource production. And we're going to look at different ways of growing our city without also trying to bring down our budget by too much. So really happy to be back here in Cities Skylines too. Just a quick pause before we get to building. Just wanted to talk about some of my graphics settings. If you look in the description, it should have my PC specs there, but I've left most things in the recommended settings. So my depth of field is disabled. Actually, my dynamic resolution should also be disabled. And I leave clouds. I should have turned fog off. Sorry, I was playing with the settings, but clouds and fog should be off. And depth of field is disabled. The main thing I was able to actually take up was my level of detail. I was playing on, I think, low, and we're up to medium now. And, you know, the game is looking quite nice and running pretty smooth. So pretty happy with how it is so far. But yeah, we'll jump right into building. So first thing we want to do, and what I've been finding, is with a lot of these residential demand, is we want to try and set up our road networks quick, simply because the game requires a lot of population, and sometimes I'm finding that if I'm not on top of my roadway networks, things don't build as fast. So we'll start by making some more grids for us to work on. And so we'll come into our grid tool again, kind of getting the hang of this thing, and take it out to about, we're gonna go to a 128 should be good, and then we just drag across, and it should hopefully snap mostly into our existing grid. Yeah, we just kind of get it in the right spot. Looks like a few of them might not quite go where I want it to, so if we start small here, bring this back to 128, I'll put that there. Overlapping items. Okay. It's not liking a path or something there, so anyways, we can adapt. Take it out to 120. This will probably be faster anyways than me trying to figure that out, so. And it should snap right into our guideline there in a 90. Excellent. And then we'll just fill out some of our grid. Hope you all have been enjoying playing the game so far. I know I sure have. I've been working in my test city for this map, as well as another test city that I built just for, you know, the sake of random play and that kind of stuff, to really push to see how things go. So, but yeah, the game is, you know, been behaving pretty well for me so far. I haven't had any crashes or anything like that yet, so fingers crossed it it stays that way. So, okay, there it's gonna work. So. That's perfect. All right, so we got a couple grids out now, and what I'm actually going to do is use the allays. It's my little French side kicking in. My alleys to shrink some of the zoning size as well. So we'll just take that right through at a 90. And so far what I've been finding in some of my test cities is when you know, sometimes when a house is complaining of high rent, I've tried just bulldozing it. And I have found that sometimes what the game will do is it'll respawn, you know, let's say it was a 4x4 lot, and I bulldoze it. The game will actually just load back in 2x2 instead, but do 2 of them. So I found that kind of interesting. So we'll just mass zone here a bunch of residential properties, and try and contain some of that insatiable residential demand with this realistic population settings that we have in this game. And then we'll also just place down a little bit of commercial in a couple spots, maybe just even some back here, you know, save our residents from having to travel too far. And while we're here as well, we do need a few more tiles, because we're going to be building sort of to start in this direction. just because of the way our wind flows. A lot of our industrial will be going in this area, so we'll be kind of keeping residential a little bit more to this side. As the city grows, again, we can look at different spots. So we only have 3 tiles available to us, so we'll take... Come on, game. Hold on. Let me try that again. There we go. We'll take those 3 to start. And yeah, we'll just keep building out this way. And I've just... Yeah, that works. A few things I have noticed as well. Citizen health seems to be either really difficult to manage or I am missing something. But I have found in some of my tests, and if someone else has kind of played with this and can tell me different, that even things like noise pollution can make them sick. I found on one of my maps that I was playing on, if it was raining a lot, the citizens would get sick, and also car accidents were on the rise. And so in the radio ads, they'd be reminding me that people were dying at a higher rate than normal. And I did not think that was going to be good for the long-term vision of the city. So couple of things to keep in mind. So we'll be looking at actually unlocking our road services at our next milestone, and we'll get the road services building placed in, and we'll also try and get some of our healthcare covered. I sometimes wonder if there's a bit of a glitch that the medical clinic just doesn't seem to satisfy them as much as different facilities. But anyways, while some of that residential grows in, we're going to work over here in our industrial area, and I'm just going to start by doing some quick terraforming, and I should make sure I'm in the right tool before I right click, and we're just going to try and sort of just level a lot of this out in this area. Don't want to build too far up here. There's actually a bit of farmland underneath this that I looked at during map testing, so I want to make sure that I don't accidentally build in that area. But for now, we'll add some more of our industrial down here. I also want to just take a moment to say thank you to everyone who subscribed or liked and watched my first Cities Skylines 2 video. Please be quiet. Anyways, back to the music. Yeah, I just wanted to say a quick thank you to everyone who watched or liked my first Cities Skylines 2 video. Really meant a lot to me that so many people liked it, brought in so many new subscribers to the channel. Brought me over 100 subscribers for the first time. Kind of by the second night, I think we were over 1,000 views, and as I'm recording, the last I looked, we were sitting around 1,400, which is one of my better performing videos. So again, I just really appreciate everyone watching, and also the feedback that everyone left. I hope that the audio issues in this video are fixed. I've been working with a new editing software and still getting the hang of it. So yeah, that's all to be said, that I think I figured it out, how to normalize the audio levels between some of the time-lapsing. But anyways, I'm gonna just be quiet for a bit and build, and then I'll be back. Well, just as I am paused to start talking, here we are. We're at Small Village. Let's take a look at what we've got. So our loan limit is now up. We can do some taxation, which is great. We have medium density housing, and we have our education, which also, again, perfect, because that's just what I needed to start. So as mentioned, we're gonna get our advanced road services. We'll unlock that. And just looking at what else maybe we would need, and I think that is actually going to be it for now. I find right now with the budget, it's really hard to balance if you get kind of over on the services. So if they're not complaining about it, I don't really worry about it too much, to be honest. I do want to put down an elementary school real quick, just simply because, and I've probably now gone ahead and built this too small. Yes, okay. Yeah, I don't jump in right away like I used to in Cities Skylines 1. That's kind of something I have been finding, that if you try and build too fast in this game, you will start losing money like no tomorrow, and it's really hard to recover. So we're gonna take this to let's do 150. Right now I have snapping to zone, what is it called? Snapping to zoning cell length. Interesting snapping feature, but I take it off because you can see, and tried to point, that you can get these really like precise measurements of, 150 and that kind of stuff, whereas that would be really difficult to do otherwise. So I'm going to take this to 100 meters, and then once that one's in, it's a lot easier to kind of get the rest in. So once you have your first bend there, and then we'll place our elementary school, and we should be able to get it right in the middle, just like that. So we're gonna do a little bit of special design in this area, but I do want to just kind of finish working on some of our grid here. So we'll connect that up, see if we can do it at a nice angle here. We could do some crazy stuff there, but we'll just hook it in there. Oh, I've got the curve mode on still. So yeah, we'll just tuck that road in there, and sorry to the people who have set up shop there, but you're gonna get taken out. And yeah, I kind of like that roadway network. Again, like as I was mentioning in one of my my last video, you do kind of have to get a little bit creative with your zoning and on all that kind of stuff to sort of just change it up and make the game look different. So, but we're gonna come into this area, and yeah, see, they're complaining a lot about healthcare. It's a small town. We've got 450 people in one clinic. So anyways, I'm just gonna ignore it for now. I think it might be a glitch, but we're gonna use some of our European row housing in this area. And the zoning is a bit weird, so what I might try and do, just to sort of put it to where I want, is we'll put some paths down, and that should sort of at least kind of straighten out some of the zoning. Just don't want to try not to snap it into the road, so just like that. And then actually this little space here would be perfect, because we'll take a bit of a glitch there. Take that straight through at a 90, like that. And then we'll zone in our row housing. So again, just remember when you're switching back and forth themes, you have to select them, and it'll stay selected until you change it. So we'll put in some back-to-back row housing in this area like that. And then what we want is this to actually be like a little bit of a European corridor. So I'm gonna zone in a bunch of small European commercial assets. I have been hearing there isn't a big difference between the two, but anyways, we'll line our collector here with that as well and get those placed in. And then kind of in the surrounding edge, we'll go back into our zoning, and we'll just do some low density European housing. And again, just small little zoning patterns, and this should keep the rents nice and low. One thing I have noticed too with some of my testing is, if someone is complaining that the rent is too high, like often my initial thought was, oh, I need to like bulldoze, or you could just rezone it into a higher density. But sometimes if you just leave it and build a bunch of these, again, like smaller little houses, then I found what often will happen is the sim will realize, oh, there's something more affordable, and they'll just move. And then I've actually just seen the symbol disappear, even though someone was complaining about it. So yeah, lots of interesting little quirks in this game that you don't really think about or see until something happens, but I really am kind of impressed with a lot of the, you know, the management side of that kind of stuff. It definitely is a different game to Cities Skylines 1. If you want to see some more creative builds and that kind of stuff, you know, head on over to my CS1 series. It's a little more of design and crazy weird things that I've done in there. I did some interesting park designs for my university. I built my own airport and that kind of stuff. So take a look at it. Hello everyone, just taking a quick pause from our time lapse. Gonna introduce something new to the channel. Hopefully you guys like it. It's gonna be called PIREPS, and basically what a PIREP is in my world is a pilot report, and we give these to other pilots to let them know of any hazards or conditions, maybe favorable or not favorable, and all those kinds of things. So I'm going to issue the first PIREP of Cities Skylines and what I found and mistake I made. Great thing about this chirper function is it really lets you know what's going on in your city. And I'm getting lots of like healthcare complaints, And then this person here is Sydney Wilkins. Thank you so much. Made a comment that the smog was unbearable. And I was rather confused because all my industry is over here, and our wind directions is going this way. So I was like, how is this possible? But if you look at the legend here in the map legend, it'll talk about air pollution sources and building color. And lo and behold, I zoom in and did not know that the crematorium is giving off air pollution. So it's not much, but it could be enough to possibly cause some problems with citizen health. I have been hearing of possible issues or glitches with the medical clinic, but anyways, what we're actually going to do is I'm going to pause. If we come into our healthcare system, we can see that the crematorium, you know, actually it's slightly less upkeep than the cemetery, but if you look at the cemetery, it actually gives well-being and indoor recreation, which is actually a lot better for our citizens and should improve their happiness. So I'm going to remove the crematorium, and then right on this edge here, we'll place down the cemetery instead. And what we can do is we'll maybe, if we just shift actually over here, and because it's in this little forested area, and there we are, large village, needed the experience anyways, so we'll take a look at that in just a second. But there, if we kind of look now, the crematorium, it's in a nice spot in this forest here, and we can maybe build a little bit of a park space in behind there in detail. So anyways, just a quick PIREP for you guys. Hopefully that is something that you enjoy and invites you a little bit into my world as a pilot. But let's check out what we have here. So large village, we've got an increase to our loan limit. Service budgets are available. We've now got our farming and mining, which is great. And we also have some of our other our city services available to us now. So in terms of development points, we have 4. I'm gonna come through and take a look. I'm gonna grab parking areas and see what else we have in there. We're not quite able to start generating much better power because our city is still small, so we don't want to overspend, you know, kind of in these early stages. So maybe we'll just leave it there for now. We'll just kind of see how it goes. And yeah, let's get a look at getting our police and fire. So again, these also give off some noise pollution, although it says it's low. You know, maybe want to put this in an area that can tolerate it a bit better. So we got some medium density that's grown in here. So we'll put our fire station here. And we'll also place down our police station. And maybe that. There's, I think, 1 modular upgrade to this, so we'll place that there. And then if we take a look, oh no, it's actually built into the building, so that works. But loving the look of these high-intensity buildings as a side note. But anyways, yeah, I was just building a little bit off camera. As you may have saw in the time lapse, I just fixed this road because I wanted to fit the playground in, and overall I actually kind of like this road design better anyway. So really kind of, you know, it's what I was talking about in my first episode. You know, if you can get creative with your road design, it really does create some beautiful cities. And you know, you can see our nice sort of building European area here. So yeah, but I think that'll actually conclude it for today's episode. We went as far as large village, and in the next episodes we'll keep growing, and I'll keep issuing you guys some more PIREPS. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please consider liking or subscribing to the channel. Also leave me a comment below and let me know what you think. And otherwise, take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.